Greetings, Esparza family. Martha and Sam, we got someone. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that might be Mr. Michaels, Mr. Stevens. Um, Let me do my thing over here so I can get a link. Come on, copy the link. Copy the link. I see who showed up. Yes, copy the link. Let me put this down. If I'm not mistaken, that might be Mr. Stevens, the third one, because for whatever reason, um, YouTube shadow ban him. What are we doing, everybody? Hello, Sal. Hello, Martha. How's everyone doing? Sal, you got early to class. You came very early to class. Miss Autumn is here. Greetings, y'all. Greetings. Sal, you gonna come up? Sure as I said it, it's Mr. Stevens.
Hello.
Greetings, darling. Hold on. I'm trying to talk to Sal, see if he's gonna come up. Listen, Sal is here every live. Sal is here, and he never comes up. And I don't know why he's shot. He's got one of the #1 OnlyFans on the internet. So if he could show it all, spread it wide and low over there, I have no idea why he won't come up on here. I met her with the birthday boy. Okay, well, you can say happy birthday and get up on here. I'll drop the link for your OnlyFans if you do, okay? All right. I'm joking. Child, Sal had an OnlyFans, he be in a brand new tax bracket. Okay, so there we go. Mr. Steven. Oh, it's just feet. That's not what we've been told. Sal, we listen, but we don't judge here, okay? We listen, but we don't judge. Mr. Stevens, how are you, love? How are you?
Fine. You know, when I got home from work today,
What happened? Hello?
Hold on.
Mr.
Okay,
Stevens.
here I am. Yeah, I pressed the wrong button. That's all that was. When I got home, I don't know why I thought about the Queen of Swords for some reason. I don't know why I was thinking about her. And I just realized in a distant way, I kind of like that card because she reminds me of my great aunt who passed away like a decade ago, and she would cuss your ass out in a minute. She would cuss you.
So now let's talk about that, though. Let's talk about that. Because that's a beautiful segue into tonight's speech tonight. Because you know what? I mean, years ago, people were like, "Oh, just be 100 with me. Just be 100 with me," until somebody was 100 with you, and then you didn't like it. All right. And the thing was that, and that's the thing, is that the truth, listen, the truth is going to stand on its own. And the thing that I think that most people are upset about the truth is because the truth does not actively make you feel comfortable. That's not what the truth is supposed to do. So when it comes to these aunts that cuss us out, you listen. One thing's for sure is that you will always know where you stand with these women. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing. That's a good thing because so many people are on so much bullshit. It's really something else. Miss Autumn, what do you got to say about that?
I missed the beginning. For some reason, it was stalling on my end. Hi, Mike. How you doing?
We was talking about, okay, so Mr. Stevens likes the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords, she stands on her throne. She sits on her throne with that sword. She's cutting through the bullshit. And Mr. Stevens was saying that it reminded him of his auntie that passed away because she would cuss you out. And the thing is, I don't really think that people get cussed out as much as they tell the truth, and they don't like they say it in a way that you can plainly understand. I'm just going to say that way. And so, yes, what do you say on that front?
And it's kind of funny too because she was an Aquarius. She was an Aquarius. She was born January 24th, and she was so intense that I actually went off on her.
Now, I'm January 30th. I'm right between. I'm right at the end of January, right in the beginning of February. So I got a little mixture of both. But yeah, I'm not going to sit there and lie. Yeah, there have been many. Wait a minute, because I was with this one dude one time, and listen, he was a Taurus too. Eh, eh, I- Anyway, listen. I used to fuck with this man. I used to fuck with this man, and because he would drop that. He's like, "All right, Ronnie, that's it." I'm like, "What you want to do? What you want to do?" Okay, just to fuck with. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, yeah, I'm that Aquarian. I am that Aquarian. Okay, what you gonna do?
Now,
But
let me now let me
what's
now let
that?
me ask you this. Let me ask you this difference, and if we can go into this, what is the difference between the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords? Because I've always seen the King of Swords as like you know the truth, you're rigid about it, and you just like you're moving with logic. That's how I've always saw the King of Swords.
He does. See, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. The Queen of Swords is softer with the shit. The King of Swords don't give a fuck. Nope. 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 No. 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 The Queen of Swords. She will definitely get you together. She will definitely get you together. But like the King of Swords, honey, because I don't know. How do I want to say this? There's that traditional meaning and meaning, I should say. And yes, you know what he does with intellect, but that cold logic, that unshakable authority, he don't give a shit if you're crying. The more you cry, the less you piss. To the King of Swords. The Queen of Swords, she may go a little easy on you. Oh, she's gonna let you know, but she may go a little easy on you. But that King of Swords, baby. Once again, the more you cry, the less you piss. So yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's that. Miss Autumn, how have you been, babes?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I had a busy week. Tuesday, my niece, she graduated from high school. And yesterday I had to take care of Wednesday I had to take care of my grandfather. He's 90 years old and he's going blind and he's very feisty. Oh, and he's a piece of work. So for 2 days back to back, I had busy day. My niece's graduation, I know it's exciting for everybody who has a baby that graduates anyway. But what her was so special with her was she's dyslexic and she, when she was younger, she had some issues. Like she's a big girl, so she was being bullied and everything. So she really, really, had a hard time. And to see her graduate from one of the most prestigious schools here in Philadelphia, she went to an all-girls school. And when she graduated, it was like our baby went from struggle to triumph. And it was just so emotional. And I was just so happy for her. And it was just such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. And so, my week so far, it's been quiet and, celebrating her just really brought tears to my eyes. Her, not just her, it was other young people, her friends that I knew that went to school with her that struggled. And for them to make it all the way to graduation and to be able to pursue college or military or whatever they chose to do after high school is an accomplishment, because so many of our young people they not making it. They not even graduating high school. Some of them lives are being taken so soon. So it was just an emotional day for me overall, just to see these, these kids, these young people being able to accomplish something. That's a big accomplishment in these days and times. You know what I mean? So, basically, that's it with me so far, and working, trying to keep this nonprofit alive, child, by myself. I have some people that did jump in that I haven't heard from in years and came. They wasn't gatekeeping, because that's the biggest thing. When you are a nonprofit, they got that people that got information that you can benefit from. The competition is crazy, and the gatekeeping is real. And I was so blessed to get some information and tools to help me out. And I said, I'm just blessed in that way, and I'm gonna take those tools and work it till I can't work them no more. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at today.
There you go. And that's wonderful. Yeah, I never understood that, because I mean, if it's for a nonprofit, and I mean, and like all these people, they go for different grants, and if you don't get it, why not share it with someone else that might be able to benefit from it? You know what I'm saying? Hoarding those resources does not help the cause.
Yes.
It does not help the cause.
And my thing is, if we all see where I am, the area I'm in, we all kind of doing the same, like kind of the same thing, but we all have different lanes. I help children and families. You got people that, help the people in the neighborhood. They give out food. I used to do that as well. I no longer have a car, so that part of what I do, I'm unable to do at the moment. But my thing is that we're all in the same community, and instead of you blocking me, if we all came together, we could make such a big impact. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about the help that we're giving to this community.
Yeah.
And what I'm coming to find out, it's one young lady I used to work with, and she was like, and she don't even have a nonprofit. She just do things for the people in the neighborhood. And it's like, if she can't, if it's me, they love me, and this is what I do. What I do for people, they not on camera. And people say, you got to take pictures so they know where they money going. I said, well, that's the part that I don't like. When you helping certain people, they don't want to be shown. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it takes people dignity away.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, if I'm telling you I'm doing the work, like, you not believing me that I'm doing the work, I gotta show you these people that's in desperate need and in situations. Now, if I'm having big events or whatever, I might show you the event I'm at and my table or what I'm giving away, but I'm not going to put my camera on people. Look what I'm doing. Yeah,
I never liked that, Autumn. You would see these videos, and it always used to make me sick. You would see somebody that was clearly unhoused, and then somebody would come up and like, hey, dude, here's $10. And the guy was like, oh, thank you so much. And then he goes, yeah, are you happy about that? Oh, yeah. Oh, well, then you're going to love this. Here's $1,000. If you're going to help somebody, help them. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to spend, because you just spend $1,000 not helping somebody, but promoting how much money you're going to give away. And that didn't do anything for that individual. That did everything for you.
Yes.
I don't like that shit. I do not like that shit. I don't like that shit.
And now I see why. That's why that my platform, it doesn't get recognized the way that I would like it to, is because I don't do that to people. Everybody else in my neighborhood, that's what they do. And I don't do that, and I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm all right when I said, what come my way, I'll take it and I'll make it work. I'm not doing it.
Make it enough.
Yeah, I make it enough.
Make it
I'll
enough.
get enough.
Well,
All
there we
right,
go.
baby. Well, I'm getting ready to drop down. Mike, nice seeing you, man.
All right,
Love you.
same here. All right.
I'll see you in a minute. All right, y'all. So with that being said, today we had the moon in Taurus, and it was going to be squaring up with Pluto retrograding with Aquarius. That was going to be for a very interesting day, because and when I was doing it, a lot of questions came into my mind. And before I go any further, y'all, let me show you something. I get my planetary guides from Llewellyn's, the planetary guide 2026, and that's where I get the astral lowdown. So one of the most powerful lessons of this moon squaring up with Pluto with this transit was it was going to make us very uncomfortable today. And so here was the question. What if the discomfort that we were feeling really wasn't the problem? What if the discomfort that we was feeling was a messenger? And then it was just like, well, why don't people feel, why don't people see that? And it's because we like to avoid the truth. So that's where Mr. Stevens was talking about the Queen of Swords. And so that's why we like to avoid the truth. Or maybe how our childhood conditioned our relationship with honesty. And we got to talk about avoidance and all of that. So while I'm going on about what I'm going to go on about, I want you guys to keep a question in your mind, and that is this. For tonight, while I'm talking, I want you to focus on something. If the truth sets us free, why are we so afraid of it? Why does it make us uncomfortable? Tonight's moon in Taurus. Taurus wants peace. Taurus, wait a minute, where's my media assets? Here we go. There we go. There we go. Taurus and Pluto. Tonight's moon in Taurus, it wants peace. It wants stability. It wants comfort. Taurus loves what feels familiar. It wants solid ground beneath its feet. It wants things to stay predictable. But Pluto, on the other hand, yeah, Pluto has other plans. Pluto isn't interested in keeping us comfortable. Pluto is interested in what is real. So when the moon squares Pluto, we find ourselves feeling emotionally triggered. We find ourselves restless. We find ourselves irritated. We could be unsettled or unusually sensitive. So the first thing a lot of us want to do is make those feelings go away. Okay? We want to make those feelings go away. But I go back. What if the discomfort isn't the problem? What if that discomfort is the messenger? And what if the very thing that we are trying to avoid or trying to silence, what if that is the thing that's going to set us free? So one of the biggest spiritual traps that we have is confusing comfort with peace. We love to confuse comfort with peace. Comfort says like, don't rock the boat. Keep things the way they are. Avoid the conversation. Ignore the feelings. Pretend everything is fine. The thing is, though, is that peace doesn't require that avoidance. Peace doesn't require denial. Peace can handle the truth. In fact, if you want to know, listen, real peace is built on the truth. And that's what Pluto teaches. Come here, Pluto. Yep, that's what Pluto teaches. Pluto asks, what are you avoiding because facing it might change your life? Maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a job, maybe it's a belief that you've outgrown. Maybe it's a dream that you've been afraid to pursue. Maybe it's a truth that you've known for a very long time, but you haven't been ready to admit. The discomfort you feeling may not be showing up to punish you. That discomfort you feeling may be showing up to wake you up. Where's my media access? Let me get that out. All right. So before I go any further, hey Kiki, thank you for joining the line, Mama. So why do we avoid the truth? If the truth sets us free, why do we run from it? And the only answer that I could find is that because before the truth sets us free, it's going to disrupt something. The truth may disrupt a relationship. It may disrupt a routine. It may disrupt an identity or a belief system or a comfort zone. It may disrupt a version of ourselves that we become very attached to. And we say we want freedom, but often what we really want is freedom without change. Did you catch that? We want this freedom, but we don't want to do shit about it. We want to stay exactly where we're at. That right there, baby. That right there, my terabytes, that's ego. And like ego will ask, what will I lose if I acknowledge this truth? The thing is, though, your spirit, your soul is going to ask you this question: what will it cost you if you keep avoiding it? A lot of us, we were taught that the truth was unsafe. As children, we learned that the truth, could lead to criticism or rejection or conflict or disappointment, sometimes punishment or even abandonment. You've got children that are waiting now, and this is Pride Month. You've got children waking up to their truths, and the environment that's supposed to love them when they come out, the environment says get out. But what was easier for them to maintain the status quo as they die a little inside, or to tell the environment around them, hey, this is who I am. So no matter what it is, we always adapt, and we learn to keep the peace. We learn how to read the room. We learn to become who we needed to be in order to feel loved or to feel accepted or to feel protected. And those strategies, they may have helped us survive, but Pluto is going to ask us a different question. And that question is the protection strategy we're using today still serving the person that we are trying to become? Sometimes we're not afraid of the truth. We're afraid of the consequences that will come in telling the truth. And sometimes for a child, a child say, if I tell the truth, I might lose love. But as an awakened adult would say, if I abandon my truth, I'm going to lose myself. And wait a minute, and here's a deeper challenge. Our bodies, y'all, our bodies often carries what the mind refuses to acknowledge. And living in internal conflict, that requires a lot of energy. Pretending not to know what we know, that requires energy. And sometimes we call that exhaustion, the weight of carrying a truth that we've been avoiding. So now that we said all that, here we are. How do we stand in our truth and still feel safe? And this is where Taurus and Pluto work together. Most people think that they have two choices. You either stay comfortable and avoid the truth, or you face the truth and lose all comfort. But here's a third option. And that third option is that we become grounded enough to hold the truth. Taurus teaches us to root ourselves. Pluto teaches us to transform ourselves. And together they teach us this: you do not need to abandon your peace to face the truth. What you need is deeper peace, a peace that is not dependent on the circumstances staying the same, a peace that says, wherever this truth reveals, I'm going to trust myself to meet it. We need to develop a sense of peace that is not absence of discomfort. It's a peace. A peace is the ability to remain present while the truth is being revealed. All these questions came in my head. I was rushing around. I looked at my book and I was going to get the astrology going on. And I'm like, oh shit. And for whatever reason, it would not leave me. Today would not. There was always these questions, and like, for me, it was like, where in my life have I chosen comfort over truth? What conversation have I been avoiding? Shit, what else was I thinking? What feelings keep coming back that are looking for my attention? And then when I let that settle, then there's like deeper questions that come through. And that is like, what if I wasn't afraid of the truth itself? What if I was afraid of the consequences that came with telling the truth? And what would change if I stopped trying to silence that messenger? Here was one that came to mind. What truth can I no longer ignore? All of this shit came up. I don't want, for me personally, I don't want to waste any more energy avoiding the truth. For the most part, I'm pretty good. At saying what is on my mind. And I'm pretty good at saying what's on my mind in a manner that doesn't offend anybody, but I'm very, very good at saying what's on my mind and not giving a shit. But I don't want to weaponize the truth either. So there's work that we need to do. I'm going to close off, but before that, let me check the comments. What did you say, Kiki? Anyone I need to confront with the truth is already out of, well, yeah, there we go. And that will happen too. Baby, listen, I feel that as human beings, we make so much allowances for some bullshit. And the thing is, Kiki, is that, you know what? I always say that anybody that offends you is a blessing, because it's a catalyst for us to change. But at the same time, I got to say, for me, how much responsibility do I have before I let that explosion come out? Because I could have said what I needed to say sooner, you know, but there I was. Maybe this individual is having a bad day, all that stuff, given the benefit of the doubt. And at this point in my life, I'm going to doubt the benefits. You know what I'm saying? Is it really worth keeping the peace? Because if not, this individual is just going to keep on doing what they do, and the shit is going to keep, being prolonged, and that's not good for anybody altogether. But no, I agree with you, darling. Anyone I need to confront with the truth is already out of my life. Shit, let it go. Shit. But I wanted to come out here on tonight, and I wanted to have that discussion. So with all of that, tonight I just wanted to come out here and say what I need to say. But don't rush to fix every uncomfortable feeling. Sit with it for a little bit. Listen to it. There may be some wisdom hidden inside the very thing that we've been trying to avoid. And sometimes the truth isn't what's hurting us. Sometimes it's the energy required to keep avoiding it. That's what really hurts us. Sometimes the breakthrough arrives, disguised as discomfort. And sometimes, the messenger is carrying exactly what our spirit needed to hear in order for us to step into that truth, in order for us to reach that next level. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Tarot Bites, plain small, so that you do not threaten your environment, only tells me one thing: you need a bigger environment. You need a bigger environment. If being who you are unapologetically, if stating what's on your mind unapologetically is going to threaten your environment, you need a bigger environment. You need a bigger environment. Now, I'm not saying going roughshod and go gangster on the shit. I'm just saying, if this is what's really vexing your spirit, then it needs to be confronted and workshopped. And I'm not saying that, it's going to be a kumbaya moment. I'm not saying that, shit is going to work out, but at the very minimum, your environment will know exactly where you stand with shit. And that right there is a freedom unto itself. So I didn't want to, when I come on here and I lay something heavy like that, I don't like leaving you with all that. So I knew I was going to come out here. I knew I was going to do this. So I gave us an affirmation. And if you want, I will put it in the description for tonight. But it's a little long. So here it is. So for tonight's little talk, I made this affirmation, and we affirm: I no longer mistake comfort for peace. I welcome the truth with courage. I trust myself to meet what is being revealed. What is being revealed is helping me become free. So that is the affirmation. Let me get this real fast. Wait, where's my keyboard? My keyboard's right here. The keyboard's right here. Okay. Nope. Yeah, I cannot. Come on, keyboard. Maybe I cannot log on to my, there's my keyboard. There it is. Okay. So I am going to, y'all, I cannot connect to my keyboard. I think I need batteries. I will put that in the description, okay? So let me drop this link. Let me drop this link. In conclusion, anybody want to come up? Anyone want to say anything? If not, we signing out, babies. We are signing out. Shit, I gotta get some batteries for my keyboard over here. Nope. Okay. All right, no biggie. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me on this live. Kiki, it's always wonderful to see you, darling. Baby, I did some readings the other night. I missed you. So with all that being said, yeah, you guys, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, share the live, and, and do all those things. Miss Allen, good night. Kiki Laws, good night. Mr. Stevens, good night. Sale, good night. Martha, good night. Everyone, good night, and good night. Y'all stay blessed. All right. Good night, babies. Thank you.